It is very rare and very special. I think we just started a process and believed in it, and been fortunate enough to have some really talented girls come through our program here, and to win 3 out of 4 and 3 in a row was beyond my wildest dreams.
That first state championship game was kind of a blur to me. I kind of saw the loss as just the beginning of what the future held because we were such a young team.
That loss, it hurt so bad. And I think it was because it was my first state championship ever, and I really, really wanted to win.
And then I remember after the match, some of the underclassmen just crying, saying, we're never going to get back here again, it's never going to happen. And that just, I don't know, kind of gave me a little kick in the pants, that we weren't going to be a flash in the pan. I wanted to develop something that was more sustainable.
Agolli's their second straight state championship in a row.
Our team's mentality was like, we're not doing that again. We're gonna win. Like, we just had like a different type of fight to us the next season.
My sophomore year, the state finals game, I feel like the team felt that we kind of were the underdogs just because we had lost to Westminster the year before. But then I also felt like we were the underdogs that would have that comeback story.
The Westminster Wildcats and the Pace Academy Knights facing each other for the state 3A championship. Points Pace.
I was more overwhelmed with the community. How many people, came to watch the semifinals, how many people came to watch the state championship match. You just can't create experiences like that.
This is Pace. They're 1 point from being state 3A champions for the very first time. There it is. Congratulations to the Pace Academy Knights.
And when it was over, it was just this huge sense of gratification and satisfaction and relief, and just pride.
It took a lot of confidence and bravery to win that, because we easily could have just given up.
After my sophomore year and winning that and going into my junior year, the mentality of the whole team was, let's do it again, because we knew how awesome that was. We knew that we were capable of it. We just had to constantly remind ourselves of the work that we had to put in to get there.
We were the #1 seed going into the state tournament, and I don't think the girls really dwelled on that very much. It was more like, okay, we're playing great volleyball right now, let's continue to play great volleyball. And getting to see them again in the state championship, and this is now the 3rd year in a row.
Pace Knights and the Westminster Wildcats, they're playing off for the 3rd straight time.
There's a lot of emotion. The rivalry is very, very thick. And, I felt like our core kids, they are gamers, and they play big when it matters. And they've just shown historically that they've handled pressure really well.
With Baker there, the nice service ace, that serve just dropped. She's certainly trying to will her team to get this second set victory.
Can't say enough about Kalissa Greene. What she does for this team, every set is perfect. Lofting in the right place. Goes out the second set and even the match up, and they do!
Huge ace from Dominique Turner.
Big hit. Big time by Lucy Ferry. The Knights 3 points away from back-to-back championships. There she is again, Dominique. And that'll do it! The defending champions have done it again.
Yes, my junior year, the second one is definitely sweeter than the first one because, the first time it was awesome. It was like a first state championship, but then the second time it was like, we did it again, and we did it in a row. How many programs, how many schools can say that they won 2 times in a row? So that was super cool. And then, obviously, beating the same team again was really awesome.
But to the victor goes the spoils, and look at this. The Pace fans just jumping up and down on those far bleachers.
The student section means a lot more than I think the student section realizes, because we feed off of their energy. We don't pay attention to them, but just the feeling of them in the room makes a very big difference.
Having the student section that we have makes all of the difference. It's crazy because volleyball is such a mental sport, and you also feed off of the energy of not only your team, not only the team across the net, but also just your surroundings. So having that just like positive environment is so helpful, and it just makes playing a lot more fun.
You can see the emotion from Coach Anna Bush. You mentioned her 9th trip to the state finals.
This year, the challenge was we only took 10 players, and that's very small for a volleyball roster. So I knew it was really crucial that we stay healthy. Kalissa being injured was definitely impactful to our experience. I had to move Dominique to our setting position, and therefore lost our best passer and defender. Morgan Neal stepped up and was able to fill, that role.
It was like a really big setback because like your knee is like really important, so I was like kind of scared. But then like sitting on the sidelines, I still like tried to help everyone, and I would tell them shots and everything. But like as it like came closer to like the playoffs, and like I missed like the area, and I was getting like really nervous.
I had to fill in for Kalissa while she was injured, and I've never played that position before, so it was one heck of an adjustment. But I think personally I performed and I did my best. Everyone was really supportive of me, and they were really, patient with me, and that helped a lot. So it kept us afloat while she was gone.
During that 3-week window, we got better. Morgan got better. Dominique did an amazing job. The leaders, Sasha, Lucy, Ada, they all picked up their games where, we felt like we had a pretty good team. But I think, to compete with the Westminsters and the Lovetts and the GACs, Kalissa is a game changer. I think there was just a lot of frustration this season because as soon as we felt like we were turning a corner, then we would have another setback. And, we went into the region championship without Kalissa, the region tournament. And that was hard. Westminster took it to us. I mean, they beat us like a drum. Going into the semifinals, Kalissa was back, and it was the first time we had seen GAC all season in our mind where we were actually healthy. And I think all that frustration, just came out in that match. And that was probably the best single match I've ever been witness to. I didn't even coach. I just sat and watched.
The 2019 GHSA Volleyball Championships as the Pace Academy Knights face the Westminster Wildcats. And we've got storylines aplenty in this one. It is a championship rematch from a year ago. It's two teams that know each other well and two teams that have a lot of firepower.
I think more people thought that we were going to lose than people that thought we were going to win, just because we hadn't beaten them at all that season, and we lost to them twice. One of the times we didn't even win a set.
I think we were really confident because we knew that we were going to beat Westminster when it counted. And for me, I was not going to lose again to them. So I played my heart out, and I left it all out on the court. So I think that's what we all did.
Oh, what a great block. Sasha Ratliff.
Everyone was nervous, but we weren't that nervous. Like, for being underdogs, you think we'd be more nervous going into the game. Like, I just was not nervous at all. I don't know why, and it was my first state game I played in. But I was comfortable because, I trusted everybody around me.
Everything was going so freaking smoothly. I don't know.
Ada Jane and Sasha and Lucy and Kalissa and Neek. Wow. Bang.
That last week
was perfect. The passing was there. Kalissa, despite her broken pinky, she was setting like completely normal, and the hitters were being aggressive and moving the ball around and everything, and the blocking was good, and the defense, and everything was like there, and it was the coolest feeling to like finish on that note.
Oh, Kalissa Greene again. And right there, you had to respect the quick one to Ratliff.
Yeah.
2 points away from a three-peat. Agolli. And they're a point away. And there it is. Kalissa Greene doing it again. And the Pace Academy Knights have three-peated.
Those 3 championships in a row, it just makes me feel like a legend, kind of, because no other Pace team has ever done that. And I feel like we made history.
I was like thankful, because like I never thought I would experience anything like that, and having people that around me that like I love made everything so much better.
That senior core, Agolli, Ferry, Ratliff, Turner, accepting the trophy. I know Coach Anna Bush, last year she said it, and it's true again this year. It never gets old.
Each year it means so much to me, but I think this year, because it was my senior year, it was my last high school volleyball game ever. It was just everything that I had put into it for the past 4 years. It was all paying off. It was like, this is the final moment, and it was so nice knowing that I'd be finishing off on a high note. And again, just winning for the 3rd time. Like, how many people can say that they've done that?
When I was little, I would not even think that I was gotten like to this point, or like win like 3 in a row. To win with like that group of people who I've become so close with, to do something like amazing like that, it makes it like so much better. I'm really glad that I got to be a part of this program, because I think I would have been like a completely different person without it. Pace Volleyball has been like such a big part of like my identity, and I'm really glad for that.